in 3, in 2, and 1. Next up, you're gonna do high knees and you're gonna reach to the sky and you're gonna pull down. So you're pulling down those shoulders, those knees are kind of coming as close as they can to the midline. We're taking the knee up. Hey, good morning, Tamara. I can hear you. 10. No, you're good. 9, 8, 7, 6. Starting to get those hips warm in 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, next up, ladies, we're going to go to some lateral lunges. So we're going to step out, hinge that hip, sit in that hip back is flat. We're going to step up to the middle, and then we're going to go to the other side. So you're going to get kind of a stretch on the inside of your leg. You're also going to feel it in that quad as you sit your hips back. I'm going to show you from this direction so you can see my back is flat. My pelvis is tucked under. And the way that I'm getting close to the ground is because my knee is going toward the toe, okay? So hips back, you can kind of reach forward. Nice job. Full deep breaths here. In 5, in 4, in 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Next step, you're going to give me just some body weight squats here. We're going to have our feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Rolling our shoulders up and down our back, chest proud. As we sit our hips back like we're sitting in a chair. Again, those knees going toward the toes. Standing all the way up. You've got your feet planted firmly into the ground as you're down for 2 and up for 2. And down for 2, up for 2. Great job. Full deep breaths in. Nice work. And down for 2, up for 2. You got it. Here we go. In 5, in 4, turn off that timer. In 3, in 2, and 1. Next up, ladies, you're gonna give me some dynamic butt kicks. So you're just gonna kick that heel to the glute. Trying to kick that heel to the glute. You've got your knee pointed toward the ground. Nice job. Squeezing the pelvis forward. You should really feel your hamstrings start to warm up here. All right, I want you to add some arms. So you're gonna reach and pull back. So you're reaching forward, then you're pulling those elbows back, kind of opening up the chest as you continue to try to get that heel all the way up to the glute. Full deep breaths. Reach, pull, reach, and pull. Here we go in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. If you haven't set your watch already, like moi, go ahead and set that watch for me. Here we go. We're going to go into some dynamic figure 4s. Here's what that looks like. As long as your balance can be maintained, otherwise you're going to find maybe the wall or a chair to hold on to. You're going to cross your left ankle over your right knee, and you're going to sit back as far as you can go. Then you're going to stand, and you're going to switch to the other side. Ankle over the top of that knee. Really kind of feeling that hip open up as we do this. Sitting all the way back, standing up tall. Nice job. Hips back, reaching the arms forward. Nice work. Here we go. Sit, reach, and come up. Nice job. Here we go. In 5, in 4, we've got heel scoops coming up next. In 3, keep breathing. 2, and 1. Great job. All right, for our heel scoops, we're just going to take our arms up. You're going to point your right toe toward the ceiling. As you sit your hips back, taking your hands kind of to trace that leg up to the toe all the way around. That back goes flat. You should feel that hamstring really start to get tested as you try to take that chest down toward your shin. Full deep breath in. Sit your hips back. Taking the arms all the way up and around. Those hips sit back. Nice job. Try to go a little bit lower each time. Full deep breaths. Nice work. Reaching up and around. Hips back. Pointing that toe toward the sky. Nice work in 5, In 4, we've got inchworm to shoulder taps coming up next in 3, 2, and 1. Great job. All right, for this next move, go to the edge of your mat. You're gonna reach toward the sky. You're going to inchworm down to a nice plank position. You're gonna take your right hand, tap it to the top of your left shoulder. Try not to let those hips rock. Same for the other side. Then you're gonna inchworm all the way up. It might help with the rocking to have a little bit of a wider base of support for your feet. Reach up, touch down toward your toes, walking the hands all the way out till you're nice and flat to a plank. Then tap, then walk all the way up. Keep going. Give me several rounds of this inchworm shoulder tap. This is a little bit of a preview. We do have some shoulder taps coming up later in your workout, ladies. And reach and down. Here we go. Keep going for me. Keep that core nice and tight. 5, in 4, in 3, 2, and 1. All right, ladies, here we go. We've got some jumping jacks that's going to round out our warm-up here as we get back to our feet. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are tapping those fingertips overhead, slapping those thighs on the way down. Full deep breaths. Remember, the modification here is to always step to the left and to the right. Otherwise, give me those full jumping jacks. Full deep breaths in. Planting the base of the ball of your foot firmly into the ground. Try to get a little bit of air time here. Jumping up and tapping those fingertips. Here we go. And breathe for me. Nice work. In 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, and 1. Great job, ladies. All right. Your first move, we're gonna do a dumbbell thruster. So you'll take your medium dumbbells here. Here's the 2 different sizes. You're gonna have them on your shoulders. You're gonna sit back into the squat, back flat, and you're gonna press them up over your shoulders. So it's gonna be a weight that's heavy enough to give you a little bit of a burn by the end of the set on the squat, but you really need to be able to thrust it overhead for your shoulder press. So you're gonna have your dumbbell thrusters first. After that, we're gonna go down to the ground and we're going to have a push-up with a tap. So from the plank position, it's gonna look like this, nice strong push-up like position with your hands underneath your shoulders. You're gonna give me a push-up, chest to the ground, and then you're gonna tap, back down. From your knees, you're gonna have your elbows, your hands planted firmly underneath your shoulders. You're gonna have your back nice and flat, really tucking those glutes under so your hips are not up. You're in that nice line here, and then you're gonna do the same thing, elbows back 45 degrees, chest to the ground. And you can either stay low, not rocking your hips, or for the tap, come up and tap, and then back down on your knees. Okay, that's going to be the option there. Your next move, I know how much you all love this. We're going to do our lunge round the world. What that looks like is you do 8 pulses in each position. So you'll be here. Right leg first, you pulse for 8. Then you come around to that wide squat, pulse for 8. Switch to the back, left leg front, pulse for 8. Step up into the low squat, pulse for 8. Opening up, pulse for 8 to the other side. Switching, so that left leg's now in the front. As you pulse for 8, coming back to that front squat, pulse for 8. That's going to be a lot of fun. But we're going to sprinkle those in between because it's very challenging to do those back to back. So we're gonna start again with your dumbbell squat thruster. Then we're gonna have our push up, shoulder tap, and then we're gonna do our around the world. We've got those 3 moves and we'll go into the next set, all right? But first up, go ahead, grab your weights for the dumbbell squat thruster. Let everybody get set up. Nice job. Here we go. I'm setting your timer. Ladies, you're going to do these to time. So I just want you to worry about giving me 1 quality move at a time, and I will let you know when it's time to stop. Here we go. We've got our weights up on our shoulders, shoulder feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Here we go. Hips back, Thrusting up in 3, 2, and 1. Chest proud. Shoulder press. Nice job. Your feet are planted firmly into the ground. Try to really thrust those weights up with power. I want you to brace your core when you stand, like someone's trying to punch you in your stomach. Here we go. Breathing in for me. You've got this, ladies. If at any moment you need to focus on one move over the other, maybe you just need to do the squats. I understand. Maybe you're thrusting one shoulder up at a time. I understand. Here we go. In 5 and 4. Nice work. In 3. You've got it. 2. Last one, ladies. Drop those weights and shake out the arms. Full deep breath. You can walk your mat here as you restore your breath. We're doing 3 rounds back to back before we move on. So you get a little bit longer of a break here. Full deep breaths. Here we go, ladies. You get about 15 seconds to breathe and to get set up again. Also a good opportunity to think about where you are with your dumbbell. Did you cut yourself short? Should you go heavier? Are you doing the most? Because we've got 2 full rounds. Remember, back to back. You also have an option to make a change before going into that 3rd round as well. Here we go, weights up. Full deep breaths. Weights to our shoulders. It's about 45 seconds of work. But I just want you to focus on giving me one quality rep at a time. Here we go. And 3, and 2, and 1. Taking that squat low, thrusting those weights. Full deep breaths, ladies. Use the power of that squat to help you thrust those weights up. Feet gripping the floor, squeezing those quads at the top. Keep going, ladies. Hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Here we go. In 5, and 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Great job, ladies. Whew. Weights down. That's a lot of work. Here we go. I want you to give me a slow, intentional high knee on this break. You can also use the time to towel off, sip your water. Really feeling that core brace here. Whew. Nice job. Checking messages from any of your other classmates. Sometimes they send me a little note. Keep breathing, ladies. All right, ladies, here we go. Full deep breaths in. Everyone's all good. All right, we got one more round in us here. So you end up doing about 30-ish of these, which is pretty good because we're doing them back to back. If you think this is a good time to try to push yourself, go for it. To see, do I have a little bit more in the tank? Another way to get a little bit more out of this next round is to go a little bit faster to get in more reps. Whatever you choose, ladies, I want you to listen to your bodies. Here we go. Weights up for this last round, back to back. We love our compound movements. They give us a lot of bang for our buck. Here we go. Weights to our shoulders. We've got our shoulders up, down, and around. So they're not sort of all cinched up to our ears. They're relaxed below. Here we go. Sitting our hips back. Last round for 3 and 2 and 1. Trying to take those arms straight up to where the inside of that elbow feels like it's shooting up past your ear. You got it. Hips back. Standing strong. Squeezing those quads. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, ladies. Woo! Weights down. Great job. Great job with those thrusters. Full deep breaths in. Full deep breaths in. Looking good, ladies. You've got about 30 seconds. We're going to throw in one of those round the worlds before we move on. We're going to choose a weight that you feel comfortable holding to your chest. I'm going to move the music a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Ladies, you got about 20 more seconds here. Remember, the move here. Taking a heavier weight. Let's see how ambitious I want to be. All right. I'm just going to go for a 20 for this first one. Going to have the weight up like a goblet squat hold. Remember, we're starting off with the right leg first. This is that lunge round the world. I'm sweating. It is getting warmer out, so that makes sense. That tracks. All right, ladies, here you go. We've got that weight up top. Right leg leads us off here. So that left leg steps to the back. I want your chest proud. I want your shoulders down and around your back. Tucking that pelvis under. You're gonna go down into that low lunge, and we're gonna pulse for 8 in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Stay low. 3, 2, and 1. Opening all the way up. Nice job. Here we go. In 8, 7, 6. Stay low. 5. Pressing into the outer edges of your feet for 3, 2, and 1. You're getting the hang of it. Switching around. That left leg's in the front. Here we go. 8, 7. Whatever you can do. I know some of us have different levels of range in our lunge. In 3, and 2, and 1. You're stepping up into a squat here. Here we go. For 8, 7, 6. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stepping that left leg back, right leg's in front. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Opening up to that opposite wall. I can't see you, but I hope you're sitting low for 8, 7, 6. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ladies, that left leg is leading. We're almost done here. 8, 7. Chest proud. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stepping up. That last squat. Here we go for 8, 7. Chest proud for 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow. Nice work. For my Peloton people, that's what Jess Sims might call a quad juice explosion. If you're not feeling the quad juice explosion, next time you're gonna go heavier on your weights and you're gonna go lower, okay? Trying to get that knee down to the ground, all right? Full deep breath as you prepare to set up. For our next move, which is going to be that not inchworm, it's going to be the shoulder tap push-up. Shoulder tap push-up. It's your choice from your knee or from that full plank position. I keep time so you don't worry about the reps. Here we go. We are on our backs. Again, either on our knees or that full plank, and you are making sure those hips are locked in, that core is tight as you take your, I'll lean a little bit forward so you can see. So it's tap, tap, elbows back 45 degrees for that push-up, right? You're doing that from either your knees or from the plank position. Tap, tap, push-up. Okay, all right, here we go. Tap, tap, push-up in 3, 2, and 1. If you go in the reverse order like I did, that's fine. Push up, tap, tap. Tap, tap, push up. As long as you're taking your chest as close as you can get to the ground. As long as that body is flat like a board. Nice job. Chest proud. Remember, you can always go for the push up on your knees, the tap from the full plank, challenging that core. You got it, ladies. Nice plank. Nice job. Keep those hips tight. Really challenging that core here. Looking good. I'm gonna come look at you for a second. I know it's a lot of reps. On your push-up, I want you to try. Again, you've got those hips forward. Nice plank position, elbows back. Power up, you got this. Nice job. Here we go in 5, in 4, in 3, nice job, 2, and 1. Great job, ladies. Great job. Full deep breaths. When it comes to those push-ups, ladies, I know sometimes it feels like we don't love them. Or maybe they don't love us. That's how we feel. But we want to really challenge ourselves. So if that means fewer reps, just to make sure we're really getting down and getting the full benefit of the movement in our triceps, I want you to do that. The other option, if you're struggling even from your knees, right? If you're here and you feel like you can't just press up with your back flat, right? And I'm talking chest as close as it can get to the ground here. If you're kind of stopping maybe right here, I want you to challenge yourself. What does it look like to go forward just a little bit more? If for some reason that's not working, I want you to work on finding an elevated surface like a chair, maybe the edge of your couch, okay? Being in that sort of elevated position should take a little bit of the pressure off and let you get a little bit lower, okay? Because I want your arms and your chest to get the benefit of that push-up, okay? So here we go to our next round. We're at our next round here. We are push-up, tap, tap. Push-up, tap, tap. Letting everybody get all set up. We're a team. Nice job, ladies. Here we go. Setting up in 3, in 2, and 1. Full deep breaths. Tap, tap. If you want to try a couple push-ups from the plank position before going to the knees, nice job. If you get stuck up there in your taps for a little bit, that's fine too. Just keep moving. Full deep breaths. Here we go. In 5, in 4, in 3, keep those hips tight. In 2, nice work, ladies. And 1. Great job. Nice job. Full deep breaths. If you need to stretch out those arms, you can sit your hips back to a nice child's pose here. Tucking the pelvis under, letting your chest fall to the mat. Reaching the fingertips forward. Maybe you want to take your left arm, your left fingertips to meet your right. Maybe you want to walk the other direction here. Just kind of open it up underneath your armpits. That's one option. The other, coming all the way up to seated. Maybe you want to take your right arm across your chest. Kind of stretch that out a little bit. Because you ladies know we have another round. We do. We have another round. Full deep breaths. I'll give you another option here. You can give me 3 push-ups in a row and then 3 sets of shoulder taps. 3 push-ups in a row, 3 sets of shoulder taps. All right, here we go. In 3, setting up for our last set of these. You want to leave it all on the mat. I don't have to do this again. I'm going to close my eyes and envision what it looks like to successfully push through each rep. And by successfully, it's our own definition of success. So that means how I know I am pushing myself to my max. I am being mindful of my movement and I'm trying my best to stick it through, but I'm also listening to my body and I'm on the lookout for anything that feels a little too much like pain or injury, okay? Here we go. Full deep breaths. Last round in 3, 2, and 1. Push up, plank, tap, tap. You got it, ladies. I got your time. You got your quality reps. Remember, those hips are low. The hips are below your chest, right? Lower than your shoulders. Squeeze your glutes when you get to the top for that plank. You can widen your feet to have a wider base of support if you're rocking. Here we go, ladies. For 5. For 4. For 3. Last couple. For 2. And 1, ladies. Nice job. You need, go ahead, sit those hips back. Reach those fingertips forward. Full deep breaths as that chest falls toward the mat. Taking the left fingertips over toward the right in the opposite direction of the hips. Feeling that nice side body stretch. Full deep breath out. Taking the right fingertips over to the left. You want to stretch the fingertips away from the hips away from the fingertips, tucking that pelvis under. Full deep breaths in as you relax. Whew. Taking your chest toward the ground. Nice job, ladies. All right, gently bring yourself back up to seated. Full deep breaths here. We're gonna get our minds right for another round of our round the world. Then we're gonna get about 2 minutes of a break while I demo the second set of exercises. Ladies, it is 6:33. Y'all are putting in the work this morning. I hope you can celebrate that. I know it's a lot, but that's what you got up for. You wanted to push yourself before you got out into the world and gave everything to the job, to the kids, to traffic. You wanted a little bit of something for yourself. Full deep breaths in. Having a sip of your water. Ladies, I want you to think about how you're going to honor yourself and all this hard work during the day with your food choices, right? How do we sort of affirm this? How do we back up this workout by making sure we're hydrated, making sure that we're having nutrient-dense foods, whole foods as much as possible, that we're choosing the fiber, that we're opting for the protein that's gonna help us with that muscle repair, right? You're working too hard to let it all go. Here we go. You're gonna grab that weight. It's time for the round the world. You all know the moves now, so I'm just gonna keep going. It's gonna be 8, then turn, then 8, then turn, all right? I want you to focus on one side at a time, one move at a time. If it burns, that means you're in the pocket, you're in the sweet spot, okay? I need you to stick with it Because what we want is on the other side of that. That's your body letting you know we're pushing through to the next level, okay? So we don't want to let that feeling go. We want to try to push through that feeling, okay? We need the burn. Everything before the burn is a warm-up. That's stuff your body's already done, okay? Here we go. We've got that weight up. We're starting off with that right leg forward. Here we go. Left leg back. You can take it 90-90. You can edge that left foot back a little bit more. Here we go. Pelvis forward, chest forward, shoulders down in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Stay low for 3, 2, and 1. And open. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're just pivoting that back leg, left leg forward for 8, 7, 6, 5. Weights in that front foot for 3, 2, and 1. Stepping forward, sitting low, chest proud for 8, 7, 6. Chest high, 5, 4, 3. Like you're sitting in a chair for 2 and 1. Stepping that left foot back, ladies. Right foot forward. Here we go for 8. Chest proud. 7. Weights in that front heel. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Opening up, sitting for 8. Woo! 7. I'm burning 2. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ladies, that left leg is forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold on for me. Squats up front for 8, 7. Pulse for 6, 5, 4. Oh my gosh. 3, 2, and 1, ladies. Oh my gosh. Legs like Jello. Legs like Jello. Woo! Great work, ladies. If you want to give me some of those butt kicks to shake it out, give me some of those. Looking good. Ladies, you get about 90 seconds here. Well, I demo the next half of your workout. The last 20 minutes, rather. Half is strong. Half is strong. Don't worry. Full deep breaths in. Full deep breaths out. Celebrating the work that we've done. All right. We're going to start with our tricep overhead extensions from our knees. Then we're going to move all back up. Tricep overhead extension from the knees. Then we're going to move into a glute bridge, hold, and then pulse. Let's see, I'm going to go for 10s for my overhead tricep extension. You can do this with one weight, holding both sides of the dumbbell, or if you've got two smaller size weights, you can have one in each hand, but try to sort of merge them together at the top. We're going to do this from the knees here, kind of give our feet a little bit of a break. You're going to bend the elbows. Ooh, I'm going to hold them in the middle. All right, here you go. So you're going to squeeze up, gently down, okay? That's going to be that first move, that tricep extension. After that tricep extension, you're going to give me something heavier over those hips. And you're going to do all of this to my count. It's going to be 3 parts. So hips, your feet come to your glutes here. Weight over your hips. You're going to push through your heels, taking the glutes up, squeezing the glutes at the top. You're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you're going to pulse up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That pulse is nothing more than a glute squeeze and trying to get the last little bit out of your heels. Then you're going to come all the way down and up again to hold for 5 and pulse for 5. So we've got one round. We've got 3 rounds of your tricep extensions. Then we've got 3 rounds of that glute bridge with the hold and the pulse. And then we're going to move into dead bugs. So you can either do these dead bugs without a weight or with a weight. You're going to take your feet to tabletop position, flexing your toes, and you're going to extend opposite arm, opposite leg until that, as long as that lower back stays on the mat here. And then you're coming back up toward the middle. So we're extending and holding. If you want to take your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground with a little bit more tension, you can do that. Pulling everything in to your core. We're going to extend and hold. All right, so those are those 3 moves. We've got 3 rounds of each. We're going to knock them out, ladies. First up, you're going to give me the weight that you want for your overhead tricep extension. You've either got 1 weight or 2. Remember, we don't want to, short our triceps. The other way you can hold the weight, you can have that 1 dumbbell, and just holding it by the bell. If you're on your knees here, I want you to sort of squeeze those glutes forward, bending those elbows at 90 degrees. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze up, gently down. Nice work. Squeeze up. I've got your time. And up. Releasing the tension in your shoulders. Really trying to isolate it to feel like, hey, my triceps are really doing all the work here. Squeeze up. Squeeze at the top. Try to get it as tall as you can. And then feel all that resistance on the way down. Squeeze. Nice work. And squeeze. Nice job, ladies. Here we go. And squeeze up. You've got this. And squeeze. Nice work. For 5. Nice job. For 4. Squeeze all the way up. 3. You got this. 2. And 1. Great job. Put that weight down. You give yourself some shoulder rolls here. If it feels like triceps are a lot of work, that's because they are, but it's worth it because your triceps, they take up a lot of real estate on your arm. So when we work our triceps, okay, we get the proof. That's that thing that makes people say, girl, what you doing with your arms? It's the tricep work. It's the tricep work. They take up so much space that when we really give them attention, it really shines through. So I want you to think about that. These breaks are just a little bit shorter. Here we go. I want you to take the grip that works best for you. Overhead tricep extension. Here we go. Squeezing the glutes forward, bracing that core. Elbows at 90 degrees. And 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze up. Squeeze at the top. I want you to feel like you're actively squeezing the tricep muscle. When you get to the top, isolate that feeling. Squeeze the triceps. Nice job. Down. Squeeze up. Down. And squeeze up. You got it, ladies. Whew, the burn. And squeeze. You can go down and wait. Whew, you can take your time. Whatever you do, I'm going to keep working. Inhale. Exhale on the hardest part of the motion. Whew, you got it. In 5. In 4. 3. Woo! 2. Nice work, ladies. And 1. Nice work. Nice work. Yep. If you want here, you can kind of take your chin to your chest and just sort of use this break to relieve some of the tension in your neck and in your shoulders. Full deep breaths in. As we just take our chin to our chest and kind of move our right ear to our right shoulder, letting our shoulders drop down our backs. We're thankful for our mobility, thankful for the ability, the time, the provision to get up, to take care of ourselves. Here we go, ladies. We've got our last set of these, okay? I want you to take whatever hold is going to give you max movement here. And I want to wake them up a little bit. We've put them through a lot. Here we go. We've got that last set of overhead tricep extensions. This is going to be our strongest set yet, all right? Oh, that timer does not mean it's time to go. It means we're now 10 minutes out from our cool down. All right, here we go, ladies. 2 more moves after this. Tricep extensions overhead, pelvis tucked forward, shoulders down our back, elbows at 90 degrees. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Squeeze. Squeeze. All the way up. Let that weight drop. Nice work. Squeeze all the way up. Squeeze. Elbows are forward. And pull. You got it. Whew, for 5. And 4. And 3. My goodness. 2. And 1. Man! Nice work, ladies. Since this other move has nothing to do with our arms, we're just going to move right into it. Unless you're leaning, take a deep breath. And remember, I always want you to honor your body and take what you need. Otherwise, we're going to push right through this last bit of work here. We're going to take that heavy weight to our glutes. For that glute bridge, remember, we're squeezing up. We're holding for 5 and pulsing for 5. If you have a band and you want to do some of these on your own and you want to add the resistance of putting that band across the top of your knees, go for it. I might be doing the most with this 30. We're going to see how many rounds I can last. Again, here, I want you to be thinking about your back is flat, okay? When you press through your heels, your pelvis is tucked forward, so that back is flat. You're not arching your back as you go up. You're pressing through your heels. Once your hips get as high as they can go, then you squeeze your glutes. It's subtle, but it makes a difference. So again, back is flat all the way on the ground. We're using the feet to press those hips all the way up, and then we squeeze the glutes at the top, okay? All right, here we go. Weight on your hips in 3, 2, and 1. Press up, squeeze and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and pulse for 5. Squeeze up, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently lower back down. Breathing in on your exhale, squeeze up, holding at the top for 5, press into your heels for 4, squeeze those glutes for 3, 2, and 1, and then pulse at the top. So you're already up, and you're trying to get higher for 2 and 1, all the way down, right back up. Exhale on your hold up, and then you're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ladies, a couple more rounds. So down and up and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and pulse for 5, 4, 3, and 1. Last one, ladies. Down, pressing up all the way. Squeeze those glutes at the top, squeeze the glutes, and hold for 5, 4, 3. Press into the heels for 2 and 1, and pulse 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you have it in you, hold. If you have it in you, hold at the top. Hold at the top. Hold at the top. Hold at the top. Here we go. Hold. Pressing through the heels. Squeeze the glutes and hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Gently releasing the lower back to the mat. Moving that weight, ladies. Great job. Great job. If you want to bring your knees to your chest here and rock side to side, kind of releasing that lower back here. You got it. Full deep breath in. You should be protecting your lower back for the most part. You should only be feeling this in your, for the whole part, protecting your lower back. But you might feel a little bit in your glutes, okay? And that's where the work is supposed to be. So again, back is flat as we press down through the feet. And we're raising our hips, holding, then we squeeze our glutes at the top. That's what that move should look like. Here we go. Your girl was ambitious with that 30. She's gonna come down. Gonna come down to a 25. Or a 20. Here we go. All right, weight on your hips, ladies. We've got 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds. We might end a little bit early. Here we go. We're up and hold and pulse for 3, 2, and 1. Up, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, and pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release down. Press up again and hold. You've got this. Hold. Knees are going toward your toes for 3, 2, 1, and pulse. Pressing through the heels. Squeezing the glutes up for 3, and 2, and 1. All the way down. Your back is flat. Here we go. Exhale on the way up and hold. Squeeze all the way up as high as you can go, pressing through those heels and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ladies, back down. That back is flat. Here we go. Full deep breath in. On your exhale, squeeze up and hold. You are going as high as you can here. And pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ladies, this is going to be your last one of this set. Here you go. Pressing through the heels and up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pulse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release to the ground, ladies. Same thing here if you want to take that stretch where you bring your knees to your chest and you rock side to side here. Full deep. Yes, you gotta go? Okay, have a great day. Renee, see you soon. Bye-bye. All right, ladies, we're hanging in there. We've got one more round of those. We're actually gonna throw in a magic round. I feel like my playlist changed. Like it's not my normal one. I don't know what happened. That's okay. All right, here we go. Last round of these. And then you might get lucky. We'll do one round of dead bugs, then we'll have that, our last round the world. First up though, our glute bridges. Last set, ladies. Last set. I'm not gonna talk through this one. I'm gonna let you focus. I'm just gonna tell you when to hold and pulse. Here we go. Heels to your glutes. And 3, 2, 1. Press up and hold. And pulse. 4, 5, and down. Nice job. And up. And hold. Pressing into the heels for 3, 2, 1. Pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And down. Pressing through the heels, squeezing up. Here we go. Hold. Squeeze the top. And pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And down, ladies. Here we go. Pressing up. And hold. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And down. Pressing up through your heels, ladies. Here we go. And hold. Woo-wee. And pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down, ladies. This is going to be your last one. We've got a hold before the pulse and a hold after the pulse. Pressing up through our heels. You've got this. Hold the highest that you've held all the class. Really squeezing those glutes. Here you go. And pulse for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. I want you to hold. Remember, it's time under tension that we build muscle, that we see change in 5, in 4. Press those glutes. Squeeze into the top. 2, and 1, and release, ladies. Nice job. Nice job. Hold those knees to your chest. Rock to the left. Rock to the right. We're going to do one round of our dead bugs. We're going to move from our dead bugs into one more around the world. Just one more. Here we go. I want your knees to tabletop here. Flex your feet. You're going to take your hands up, straight up, parallel. You're going to extend your left leg out, flex that foot. The right arm is going to go all the way back behind you, reaching. You should feel the tension in your core here. Lower back though, pressed into the mat. Don't let that lower back up. All right, you're holding. You're holding in 3, 2, 1, and switch. Holding that dead bug here. Pressing, stamping the wall with that flexed foot. Reaching your fingertips. If you need a little bit more tension, raise that head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. You keep holding. I'm gonna get the timer. All right, here we go, ladies. Now we're gonna alternate here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Left arm, right leg. If you need to, again, just to add a little bit more resistance, head, neck, and shoulders off the ground here. Tuck your chin for a little bit more protection there, but try to extend that foot as far out as it'll go. And when you come back to the middle, I want you to crunch it all back together intentionally, pressing that lower back into the mat intentionally here. Extending, opposite arm, opposite leg. Reach and pull it all back in. Here we go. You're gonna hold for me each side in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whatever side you landed on, I want that foot to go all the way toward the wall. I want that hand to go all the way to the wall. And I want you to pulse. I want you to point that toe and tap for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all to the middle. Switch sides. Point that toe and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull it back to the middle, ladies. Bring those knees to your chest and rock. All right. It looks like you're gonna make it out of not having that round the world just for the sake of respecting your time today. If you just get the itch and you really wanna push, remember you hold that weight to your chest and you pulse 8 each time around. Otherwise, ladies, you can stay on your back. We're gonna stay here as we stretch you out for the day. All right, I'm just switching the music one more minute. Ladies, thank you for bringing your all today. Y'all move throughout the entire class. So we want to celebrate that. As you stay on your backs, you're going to move into that figure 4. So you're going to take your right ankle over your left knee here. You're going to use your right elbow to press out against that right knee. As you reach your hands through to the back of your left leg, you're going to pull that left leg toward you. You're going to press out, pressing that right elbow out. Knee in, elbow out. Here we go. Full deep breath in. You've got it. Full deep breath in. Pulling that leg in. Pressing the right knee out, opening up that hip. Here we go in 3, in 2, and 1. Gently release, both feet back down to the ground. You're gonna switch sides, taking that left leg up, taking that left ankle, crossing it as it goes over across the right knee. Right knee is now pressing in toward your chest, okay? So you're bringing that left leg toward you. You're gonna reach your hands through to grab the back of that right leg, using your left elbow to press out against that right knee. So you've got resistance multiple ways here. You are pressing that ankle in toward your chest as your left elbow presses out against your left knee, opening up that hip. Full deep breath in. Exhale. As you inhale, I want you to pull that right knee closer to you. But as you exhale, just release. Breathe that energy into the part that may feel stuck, that may feel tight. Breathing in and releasing. Ladies, you're going to gently release both feet to the floor here. You're actually going to bring your right knee back to the midline here, and you're going to take it across your body. So you're going to take that left hand, you're going to hold that right knee. This is sort of low as it can go to the ground. Don't hurt yourself here. You should feel a slight twist in that lower back. Try to keep your right shoulder, both shoulders on the ground, but your right shoulder for sure as you look over toward your left hand, your left forearm here to have a nice gentle twist. Full deep breath in. As you release the exhale, your knee should get a little bit closer to the ground. Full deep breath in. And release. Ladies, we're going to come back to the middle here. We're going to do that twist on the other side. Pulling that left knee in toward our chest. And then we're going to move the left knee across our bodies here. Feeling a slight twist in that lower back. Try to keep our shoulders on the ground. Reaching out to our left hand. Full deep breath in. And relax. This is the good part, ladies. It is 6:59. And we have crushed our workout for the day. You're going to gently bring both knees back to the center. And you're going to rock up to seated. You're going to pull your knees all the way back around, ladies. Just a little bit more here. We're just going to do a low lunge here. So you're going to bring that right leg forward. Dropping your hips toward the ground. Or stay wherever feels good to you. Yeah, I want you to listen to your bodies here. If you can, you've got both hands on the inside of that left foot. And you're going to gently walk up. Nice job. You're going to sit your hips back. So you're going to come all the way up. You're going to flex that right toe. You're going to take your chest toward your shin here. So your back is nice and flat as you kind of stretch out that hamstring again. I guess the music said, we're done here. Full big breath in as you try to stretch that hamstring. We did some dynamic stretches to open the exercise, to open the workout. Now we've got some static stretches here. Hold. Breathing in. Remember, try not to round out your back. You want your chest to lead the way and for that back to be flat here. So if that means you can't get as close, that's fine. Because I want you to feel it in your hamstring here. In 3, 2, and 1. Switching to the other side. Hitting this last side before we go. We always want to do what we do on the right, on the left, having balance here, ladies. So we're in that low lunge. Full deep breath in here. Kind of letting the hips fall toward the earth. Nice work. Now we're going to press back into that hamstring stretch. Remember, we want our chest to be leading the way here as our hip sets back. Shin trying to meet chest, chest trying to meet shin. Head, neck, and shoulders in one line here. As you breathe in, you get longer. As you exhale, your chest tries to fall closer to the ground, deepening the stretch on the hamstring. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Last one, inhale. Exhale, release. All right, you're going to walk both hands back around on our heels, ladies. Nice work today. Great job.